You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
Today is Friday, August 21st. I'm Maria Lisignoli.
I'm Johnny Kahner. Thanks for watching and listening to Four Things to Know today.
And 1 week from today, myself and Johnny will be live at the Minnesota State Fair doing a live broadcast of the Four Things to Know podcast.
It's going to be really fun. Make sure to join us about 12:45 right at WCCO's booth, Carnes and Nelson, I think. It's going to be fun. Yeah, come watch the new and then join us for the podcast. We got a special guest, too. It's going to be a great time.
It'll be really fun. We're so excited to meet all of you in person and really explain what Four Things to Know is for those who are at the fair and have never listened to us before. Hopefully we'll get a lot of new viewers and listeners because we love this show and we hope you do too.
And getting to meet Maria in person is like amazing too. So just make sure to join us.
Oh, he kids. But no, Johnny's really cool in person too. So yeah. It'll be
fun.
really fun. We're going to do the regular show at Four Things to Know live broadcast, and we'll kind of walk you through what really goes into every single episode. So for now, we want to get you to today's top stories, and we'll start with number one, with today being the 5th annual National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day. The goal is to raise awareness about a drug epidemic that costs tens of thousands of lives each year. While progress has been made thanks to education and prevention efforts, there's still more work to do. John Lauritsen talked with a mom who's been using her loss and grief to try and help others.
Helping others has been Shelley Elkington's goal since her daughter, Casey Jo Schulte, passed away from addiction 11 years ago. In fact, the anniversary of Casey Jo's death is August 19th, just a couple days ago. Shelley says her daughter had a disease which required a number of surgeries and put her in a lot of pain. That led to an opioid addiction, and Casey Jo died when she was just 26. To help with her grief, Shelley teamed up with State Representative Dave Baker to pass a bill that helped bring Narcan and Narcan training to rural Minnesota. Since then, rural law enforcement and first responders have saved a number of lives thanks to those Narcan resources. But Shelley says there's still more to do.
There's still a tremendous stigma attached to drug use and overdose. I think still the communities are still trying to wrap their head around how they can help, but still recognizing that this is kind of a very stigmatized part of our community still.
And the number of fentanyl overdose deaths actually peaked a few years ago at 80,000. That number has come down in the U.S. since then. Elkington also credits organizations like the Steve Rumler Hope Network for helping people deal with addiction in rural Minnesota and beyond.
Fatal fentanyl overdoses touch every single corner of this community. You know, it doesn't matter your education, your wealth status. It really is something that is just so overarching. I don't know a single person who hasn't been in some way affected by it.
Totally. And just to hear the number 80,000 is crazy. And I feel like that's what our generation kind of grew up as, like the opioid epidemic. And it's terrible. It's great to know how many people are working towards trying to fix the problem, but it's a really important day. It's just to raise awareness.
Absolutely.
Let's get to number two today. In North Minneapolis, a body was found overnight during a garage fire. It happened at 47th and Colfax Avenues North. According to the 911 dashboard online, fire crews responded right around 1:15 this morning. The crime lab and police were there investigating at that time. Now, we have reached out to both Minneapolis police and the fire department as well for more information. We'll, of course, bring you those updates when we get them.
And number three, we're less than a week away from the start of the Minnesota State Fair, and we now know that some people will not be attending, and these specific people are accused of being gang members, and they are now barred from attending the Great Minnesota Get-Together. This is a story we've been following for a couple weeks now. Ramsey County and the Attorney General filed civil injunctions against these people in effort to prevent the gang fights and gunfire that we've seen in recent years at the fair. So they filed the motion after social media posts called for a big fight between two rival gangs this year. On Thursday, a judge ruled 7 alleged gang members are banned from the fairgrounds this year, and 3 more will have tough restrictions on them. Attorney Joshua Preston told us that he represents the 7 who voluntarily signed agreements this week to not attend the fair. In those agreements, all 7 state that they are not gang members.
They had no intention of going to the fair this year, and now that they've signed their names to this agreement with the state, they're committing that they will not go.
Now, if they keep their word, Ramsey County and the state will dismiss the civil action against them. And remember, that came from those social media posts allegedly planning gang violence at the fair.
And Maria, speaking of the fair, let's get to number 4 today. This is good news. A stretch of road reopened today to make it easier for you to get to the fair.
Because sometimes the toughest part about the fair is getting there.
It's just getting there. The traffic can be bad, construction season. Yeah. Barrett Leone went out to Highway 280 today, and she actually spoke with Maria Hayden with the Minnesota State Fair. Take a listen.
Highway 280 is back open, really for the first time this summer. It's going to make it a whole lot easier to get over to the State Fair, especially if you're driving. But that's just one way you can get there. I'll break down those options in just a minute here. But Highway 280, both directions now reopened. That's between 94 in St. Paul and Highway 36 and 35 in Roseville. The area has been under construction and fully shut down since April. Good news here, MnDOT says no significant road work is expected during the fair. We know getting to the fair can be the most stressful part, so that is welcome news there. But let's break down some options organizers are suggesting for you this year. Driving yourself will be the most costly. Buses and biking, those are good options to keep the costs down. State Fair says that along with Metro Transit, they're offering park and ride locations where you can hop on a bus, which will take you directly there. Rideshare, always an option too.
We have a full staff dedicated to transportation. They work year-round planning our park and ride buses, working with rideshare companies, working with our transit partners to map everything out for the fair and make adjustments year to year. We learn something new every year about ways people are getting to the fair, what we need more of, what we might need to change, and so they make those changes year after year so that we can have the best experience possible.
So we have a full breakdown of those options and the cost breakdown on our website, WCCO.com. Good news here, 280 back open. It will remain fully back open for the rest of this fall, but you can expect some lane closures and ramp closures. That's according to MnDOT. The work here is not done, but no significant road work during the state fair.
Those are the 4 things to know today. Let's get a check-in now on our next weather forecast. It's going to be a nice weekend.
I'm hearing a top 10 weekend.
Hey guys, next weather meteorologist Adam Del Rosso checking in. Get ready for a spectacular weekend forecast. High pressure is going to be building on in. Even as we head through tonight, we're expecting a mainly clear sky. Low temperatures not too bad. We'll be falling back into the mid-60s in the metro. Most of greater Minnesota will be in the 50s. Tomorrow, maybe a couple of breezes through the afternoon, but still lots of sunshine, comfortable temps, low humidity. That's why our Saturday is a top 10 weather day with highs right around 80 degrees, and we can expect more of the same on Sunday.
And now, here's more to know.
A really sad story to begin our More to Know segment. A motorcyclist is dead after a crash with a semi in Cass County. It happened just before 4 p.m. Thursday afternoon in Shingobee Township. Minnesota State Patrol says the semi was heading south on Highway 371 when it made a sudden maneuver onto the right shoulder. The motorcycle rider was between the semi and the shoulder when the bike hit a cable barrier. The rider was then run over by the back of the truck. Alcohol is not believed to be involved.
A gang member will spend decades behind bars for a deadly shooting at a popular park. A judge sent Marquez Hill Turnipseed to prison for 40 years for murdering a young mother during a drive-by shooting. It happened last summer during a birthday party at Boom Island Park in Minneapolis. Investigators say Hill Turnipseed tried to target rival gang members by spraying bullets into a crowd from a car. Multiple victims got hit, including Stagiana Whiting, who died. A second man who pleaded guilty in this case learns his fate later this month.
Since the governor's move to ban mining in the Boundary Waters earlier this week, many Minnesotans are asking themselves, can a mine operate without destroying the natural resources the area is known for? Well, the answer honestly depends on who you ask. Some say tourism is such a big economic factor up north, mining could end up losing money if the landscape is altered. Others argue that those tourism jobs are seasonal and they don't pay as well as a mining job. The main environmental concern is something called acid mine drainage, which can change the pH of the water, essentially tainting it and impacting it for centuries. There's a lot of waste rock with copper nickel mining, so there's runoff concerns. Kathy Grahl with Twin Metals says they're confident it's not a concern with this project.
All of the material that could cause that potential acid rock drainage is actually going out into our mineral concentrates. That's the product that we sell. It's our job to get all of that out. The tailings are completely benign.
But a 2018 Department of Natural Resources review of a similar mining proposal still found this method could have major environmental disadvantages. The National Congress of American Indians notes there are treaty-guaranteed resources in this watershed, calling the governor's mining ban, quote, a fundamental defense of tribal sovereignty and treaty rights. Twin Metals says it is still committed to moving forward and that a project would, quote, bring tremendous opportunities for our communities, our state, and our nation. This is a conversation we have been having for years now. In fact, earlier this year, our Erin Hazanzadeh went up to Ely, Minnesota, near the Boundary Waters, and began putting together a documentary on this.
Yeah, and we're really excited. She's going to be our special guest on Monday's episode, so be sure to tune in because she's done such a great job. Ben Harper, the photojournalist as well, putting that together. So the final package will drop Sunday night.
Yeah, the final video of this series is dropping Sunday night, and we'll be sure to talk to her about all 5 of the videos that she has put together, just detailing what this really means for not only the environment, but the people that live up near the Boundary Waters.
And she's heard from a bunch of different perspectives, so it'll be a great conversation. We have some health news today, a new warning about more contaminated food. And this time, I know, we've talked about this so much. This time it's E. coli and salmonella linked to alfalfa grown right here in Minnesota. The Minnesota Department of Health says the sprouts were produced by Everything Sprouts and sold under the brands Calco and Everything Sprouts. They say you should toss the alfalfa out if you have it. And experts, they are still trying to figure out how it was contaminated and how widespread the outbreak may be. But in Minnesota, 23 people got sick, of course, with salmonella between July 8th and August 8th. And in Wisconsin, 18 people got sick. Now, I'm not one of them. I don't think I've ever had alfalfa before, but certainly a big deal. So toss it out if you have it. Have you ever had it?
I mean, I'm sure I have, but it's not something I purchase frequently, though I don't cook frequently. So I don't think I would be purchasing many things. But yeah, it's crazy how many just foodborne illnesses we've been experiencing in the last 2 months.
It's been a lot.
It's been annoying. Come on, let's get it together. Well, you know what? Kids are going back to school soon. They'll get those school lunches, but a lot of people are getting those back to school lists all checked off,
right?
Spendy. It gets so expensive. So after you shop, be sure to save your receipts. The state is reminding parents about benefits that they can claim when filing their taxes next year. Buying school supplies like pens, notebooks, or even computer hardware could save you money on your tax bill or qualify you for a bigger refund. The state says thousands of families saved an average of $389 with the K-12 education credit last year, which does have some income limits. But families saved nearly $1,500 with the K-12 education subtraction credit, and that tax benefit has no income limits.
And you can really rack it up at stores like Target, Office Depot.
Anywhere, truly. And I felt like, you want to buy new notebooks every year and folders because they can get torn. But truly, do you really go through a whole notebook in 1 year? No, just reuse them. Why
I eventually
not?
just stopped taking notes.
Well, I mean, now people probably have computers.
Right.
We didn't have that.
Those are expensive, though.
That's true. That's true. So, yes, save all your receipts because I didn't know about this tax credit, and really good to know.
Super. Let's get to sports. The Twins, they had a big sweep over the Atlanta Braves, Maria, when you were gone.
Yes.
And now they're back in the playoff chase fully.
Okay.
So it's been fun to watch. They're in San Diego tonight. They're just going to have to keep winning. And Josh Bell, he was a free agent addition this offseason for the Twins.
Okay.
He's reached base 22 games in a row. Which sounds
what
really
does
good,
reach
right?
Base mean?
He's gotten on at least first base every single game for the last 22 games he's played in.
That does
So
sound
whether it's a
good.
walk, a hit, an error, it doesn't matter. He's reached base, but he's actually not all that impressed by it. Take a listen.
It's just baseball. I feel like the on-base streak is kind of a weird one. I feel like the hit streak is one thing, but the on-base, it's whatever. Y'all can talk about it, but I'm just happy to get the win at the end of the day.
means you're making things happen, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it as long as I can get out there and, you know, put the guy behind me in a better position.
He sounds pretty Minnesotan, too. Very humble. It is a good accomplishment, Josh.
Yes. Come on, take
22
ownership
in a row.
of that. That's great. And you're doing it for the Twins, who often need it.
They need it.
And you're doing a good job because
the
they're
wild
2-0.
card race, right now is crazy. There's like 5 teams. One team that doesn't need any help, the Lynx. Best team in the league. Their record's 30-7. They've already clinched their playoff berth.
Right.
Just one of 3 teams in the league. They're in Washington tonight for a 6:30 tip-off. Probably another win. They don't really lose.
That's true, but I think last time they played Washington,
did they lose?
They might have. Cut that out if it's wrong, but if it's right, I'm really good at remembering stuff.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
Okay, so we already talked about back to school, how expensive it can be, but what if you're getting paid to go to school?
What?
Yeah, right? Okay, so
that's a thing?
Imagine going to school and just for going for a week straight, you get $100. That's
just for showing up.
Just for showing up.
Where is this?
Okay. Detroit Public School District. They're literally doing this. They've expanded their perfect attendance pays program. And honestly, if someone gave me $100 for going to a school for a week straight, I would have never skipped school in high school.
Yeah, but what if it's your parents' tax money?
They're already paying taxes. I mean, might as well give it back to me.
It's great for the kids.
Exactly. It is good for the kids because it's actually working,
really?
People say. Yeah. They have to go to school for a week straight, perfect attendance during designated periods.
You know?
Okay.
I was thinking like a month.
Well, $100 a week, though. That adds up.
No, it's great, but I think the accomplishment should be higher than just a week.
That's true.
Who couldn't do 1 week?
But if absenteeism is super down, it's a good
they got to do anything they can.
Honestly, Johnny, I did not really like high school, so I would fake sick a lot. And it wasn't good. I was getting like almost truant, and literally, I know. I'm not proud of it, but I just didn't like high school.
Our listeners, they don't know your dark side.
They're learning something about me right now. Yes,
gosh.
And I think maybe this would have motivated me a little bit more to go to school.
$100.
$100 a week. That adds up. Okay, and they are starting to do it for middle schoolers this week. Who will $50.
So the problem with this is they're eventually going to take this away at some point. What's going to happen when they take it away? The kids aren't getting paid anymore.
That's true. That's a good point.
I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer.
No,
but
totally. But right now it is working. I mean, so nearly 14 million of the district's more than $1 billion budget is designated for reducing the chronic absenteeism.
Wow.
Which it is chronic because I guess more than 50% of students were missing chronically. I don't even know what that is measured as, but like
probably once a week at least.
Right.
If they're going to do it weekly.
They're going to do it weekly like this. So since starting this, absenteeism has dropped by like 10 percentage points. So now still more than half, 54%, but it's better than 64%.
Wow. Okay, it is working.
Yeah.
I guess kids still like $100.
But probably like the kids like you who are like, I've already been going to school.
You want double.
I want double, yeah, right?
No, or you want, what do they call that? Like rollback? How do you, paid for past time? You know what I mean?
Back pay.
Back pay.
Yeah.
They want back pay for the 10 years.
They want back pay for the 10 years that they've been going to school consistently. I mean, I don't know. It is a crazy idea, and apparently it's working, but like you said, like for how long?
That is just hilarious. It really is.
We should get $100 bonus for just going to work every week.
That'd be amazing.
We're already getting paid to go to work, so I don't know how much better that would be. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on 4 Things to Know. I'm so happy to be back.
Yes,
it's
great to have you.
Thank you so much, Johnny. It's great to be here. We're here with the news you need every weekday afternoon by 3 o'clock.
Listen to 4 Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.